Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. President Bola Tinubu reached out to Fuji maestro Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as K1, the Ultimate, to express his condolences following the death of his mother, Alhaja Halima Hanifowoshi. K1 shared their telephone conversation on Instagram, writing, "The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria called to commiserate with the king of Fuji music." The death of Alhaja Halima Hanifowoshi was earlier announced on K1's official media page. The tanker explosion at Diko Junction on the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway in Gurara local government area of Niger State has killed about a dozen people and injured several others. Reports gathered say the incident occurred on Saturday morning and the fatality rate was said to be high because people gathered to scoop the spilled product from the tanker when the explosion occurred. The sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Kumar Sukwam, confirmed the incident but says the number of fatalities was yet to be ascertained. Meanwhile, the Niger State Governor Umar Bago has, through his Chief Press Secretary Bologi Ibrahim, expressed worry over the recurring incident of tank explosion in the state. Katsina State Government has flagged off a pilot program to evaluate locally assembled electric tricycles ahead of potentially large-scale deployment for commercial transportation. The state governor, Diko Rada, while speaking during the handing over ceremony of 5 electric tricycles manufactured by an indigenous company, declared commitment to bulk purchasing of the tricycles, which he says would be dependent on the vehicle's performance during the test phase. Rada therefore directed the leadership of the Commercial Tricycle Operators Association to select 5 trusted members to participate in the pilot program. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has approved the distribution of new kits and uniforms to personnel of the Nigerian Police Force in order to rank as part of ongoing efforts to improve officers' welfare and enhance professionalism. This was disclosed in a statement by the First Public Relations Officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi. According to the statement, the initiative aligns with the IG's vision to foster better working conditions and elevate the standards of professionalism within the force. 2 civil society organizations have petitioned the Inspector General of Police to provide an official update on the investigation into the alleged killings by Inspector Wilson Collins. The petition follows a tragic incident in Abuja on 26 August 2024, where Collins allegedly shot and killed 2 individuals' wives while fatally injuring a third. The organization highlighted concerns over the lack of response from the Nigerian police force despite public outcry and are therefore calling for transparency, accountability, and swift actions from the police. Over 200 widows of fallen police officers in Imo State have received support from the Police Officers' Wives Association, POA. The initiative, which included the provision of business equipment and food items, aims to help beneficiaries establish small-scale businesses to sustain their families. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, has details.
The president of the association and wife of the Inspector General of Police, Elizabeth Egbetokun, led the empowerment program in Owerri, Imo State capital. She highlighted the challenges faced by families of officers who lost their life in active service, calling for greater support for their welfare.
The initiative aims to provide not just financial support, but also skills and resources that will enable these remarkable women to build sustainable livelihoods and secure a brighter future for themselves and their families.
The chairperson of POA in Imo State, Jemima Aboki, reaffirmed the association's commitment to providing sustainable empowerment for widows.
Back on this important empowerment initiative, let us take a moment and appreciate the unwavering courage and selfless sacrifice embraced by the police officer's wife, particularly the wife of deceased and injured police officers.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed their appreciation for the empowerment program.
I am so happy. I am so very much excited because of today's program, the empowerment, it makes me to feel happy. I am so happy.
I'm a teller. Since all this, I've been working under somebody, but now I thank God. I will start my own.
I am a kunu seller. I used to go out and grind every day 1,000, 1,005, at times 2,000. But now with this my machine, it will help me to save some money to support my husband. Shall I wipe away my tears?
The Power Empowerment Program have provided much needed relief to widows of fallen officers, offering them tools to rebuild their lives and ensure a better future for their families. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe reporting for Global TV News.
National Assembly Joint Committee on Interior has queried the Federal Fire Service over identified discrepancies in the agency's 2025 budget proposal. The committee stepped down the service's budget defense as a result of the irregularities. This happened when the FFS Controller General Jaji Idris appeared before a sit-in co-chaired by Senator Adams Oshiomhole, chairman of the Senate Committee on Interior, and his House of Representatives counterpart, Abdullahi Ahmed, to defend the 2024 budget performance and 2025 proposal. Also, the National Assembly Joint Committee on Agricultural Production and Services has reiterated its support for the National Agricultural Development Fund as part of its broader strategy to enhance food security in Nigeria. The Executive Secretary and CEO of NADF, Mohammed Ibrahim, says in a statement that the reaffirmation came during the NADF budget defense, where lawmakers pledged to strengthen the fund's efforts in boosting the nation's agricultural sector. He added that the legislators commended the NADF for its significant strides in 2024, particularly in facilitating sustainable agricultural development across the country. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has restrained the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) from arresting vehicles with faded number plates. Justice Akintayo Aluko made the order and also restricted the FRSC from imposing any fine or punishment on any drivers for driving with a faded vehicle plate number. The court made the orders while delivering judgment in a suit filed by legal practitioner Chinwike Chamberlain Ezubibe against the FRSC. The Nigerian Immigration Service has issued an alert on the emergence of a new sect, ACHAD Life Mission International, which it says is neither linked to Islam nor Christianity, but preaches restoration of African tradition. This is contained in a circular dated 14th January 2025 and signed by the Principal Staff Officer to the Comptroller General, Dr. Adetun Aridegbe, a controller of Immigration Service. The service urged all its directorates, zones, training institutions, commands, and border formations to take note, adding that the sect has its headquarters in Kaduna, while its leader, one Yokana, lives in Jos, noting that the sect might be involved in human trafficking and child separation. Operatives of the Benin Zonal Directorate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested 25 suspected internet fraudsters in an alleged cybercrime training center in Benin City, Edo State. A statement by the commission says the suspects were arrested at their hideout. According to the anti-graft agency, the arrest was triggered by credible intelligence-related fraud and other fraudulent activities. Also, suspected internet fraudsters have shot dead an operative of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Anambra State. According to reports, the incident occurred on Friday in Onitsha, the commercial hub of the state. As eyewitnesses say, the internet fraudsters, otherwise known as Yahoo Boys, suddenly opened fire on the EFCC operatives during an operation in the area. Apart from the slain anti-graft operative, one other officer and a few residents present during the attack sustained gunshot injuries. American military veterans of Igbo descent has warned that Southeast governors risk a range of U.S. presidential sanctions, including travel ban and confiscation of assets on U.S. soil over their alleged complicity in the continued detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. The warning is coming on the heels of the alleged reluctance of the governors to jointly write a joint as demanded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu requesting the release of Kanu to them. AVID, a body of retired and 7 military officers of Igbo extraction in North and South American military, in a statement by its President Sylvester Onya and Secretary Godson Obiagu, expressed displeasure at the reluctance of the governors to advance to the president the said letter, accusing them of non-committal towards Kanu's release. You're watching the live broadcast of the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Cycle returns, Brazil announces Nigeria's admission as BRICS partner country. We'll bring you details of this as well as business and sports stories right after the break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle. In business, Brazil has formally announced Nigeria's admission as a partner country in the BRICS alliance. The Brazilian Foreign Ministry made the announcement in a statement, making Nigeria's BRICS 9th partner country, joining Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Thailand, Uganda, and Uzbekistan. The statement says the Brazilian government welcomes the Nigerian government's decision. Now in business, the Federation account revenue has been shared to the federal government, state and the local government councils. This is according to a statement by the Director, Press and Public Relations Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, stating that the revenue was shared at the January Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting in Abuja. The communique indicated that total gross revenue of 2.310 trillion naira was available in December 2024, adding that total deduction for cost of collection was 84.780 billion naira, while total transfers, interventions and refunds were 801.175 billion naira. The National PENCOM Commission has mandated the provision of bank verification numbers, BVN, for all retirement savings account registrations and data recapture processes. This directive, signed on January 9, 2025, will come into effect on February 1st, 2025, in a circular addressed to all licensed pension fund administrators and signed by PENCOM's head of the Surveillance Department, A.M. Salim. The Commission directed that BVN must be mandated for processing new RSA registrations and recapturing data of existing RSA holders. Nigeria targets an export market of up to $79 billion through the expansion of her export capacity with the African Continental Free Trade Area framework. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, says this at a high-level roundtable on the country's implementation of the AFCFTA protocols in Abuja, featuring Secretary General Wamkele Mene. Oduwole praised Nigeria's participation in the development of AFCFTA and leadership in the implementation of the trade agreement. Delta State's internally generated revenue has witnessed remarkable growth under the administration of Governor Sheriff Oberiwori, reaching over 110 billion naira annually. The Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Charles Anyagu, says the Commissioner disclosed this during an interview. He addressed concerns about a purported decline in IGR due to a drop in percentages, noting that the perceived decrease was a result of the expansion of the state's budget. Anyagu says the IGR has increased significantly. Under the previous administration, it rose to 70 billion naira from 40 billion naira. On the foreign scene, the Israeli government ratified the ceasefire agreement early on Saturday morning after meeting for more than 6 hours. Qatar's foreign ministry spokesperson announced in a post on X that the ceasefire in Gaza between Israel and Hamas will take effect at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. Earlier, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office says in a brief statement that the Israeli government ratified the agreement, adding that the deal was approved after more than 460 days of war in which Israeli forces have killed more than 46,788 Palestinians and wounded 110,453. The ceasefire will therefore see the release of 33 captives held in Gaza over the next 6 weeks in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians imprisoned by Israel. Impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol arrived at court for the first time to attend a hearing that would decide whether to extend his detention as investigators probe his failed martial law bid. Yoon, who has claimed his arrest is illegal, threw the nation into chaos on December 3rd when he attempted to suspend civilian rule, citing the need to combat threats from anti-state elements. South Korean courts will weigh whether to extend the detention of impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol after investigators arrested him. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump named controversial movie legends and long-standing supporters Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson and Jon Voight as special envoys to Hollywood in a bid to make the entertainment industry stronger than ever before. The trio of stars who have 10 Oscars nominations between them and 3 wins stand out in Tinseltown, breaking ranks with the bulk of their colleagues who have long leaned to the Democrats. But all 3 are as famous for their personal lives as their politics, and 2, like Trump, have been in very serious scrapes with law enforcement. A Russian strike has killed 4 people in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. Officials say the strikes in what the country's foreign minister called a heinous attack with ballistic missiles left at least 3 more wounded, while a separate overnight strike on the southern city of Zaporizhia wounded 10. Kyiv is frequently targeted by Russian drones and missiles, but deaths are rare in the capital, which is heavily protected by air defense systems and better able to fend off attacks than elsewhere in the country. In sports, players and officials of Enyimba FC have expressed belief that their CAF Confederation Cup journey will be revived on Sunday in Cairo, Egypt, after a disappointing draw against Al Masry in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State last week. Enyimba must secure all 3 points in their final Group D match against Egyptian powerhouse Zamalek to keep their quarter-final hopes alive. The People's Elephants are currently 3rd in the group with 5 points and face the daunting task of defeating the group leaders in Cairo, while also hoping Al Masry fails to beat Black Bulls. Fisayo Dele Bashiru is reportedly a transfer target for a number of Premier League clubs. According to Lazio News 24, Dele Bashiru is among a handful of Lazio players being monitored by unnamed Premier League clubs. The 23-year-old moved to Lazio from Turkish Super League outfit Hatayspor on loan last summer. Dele Bashiru has registered 2 goals and 2 assists in 4 appearances in the UEFA Europa League and has also scored twice in 11 league appearances for Lazio. And that's it on Global Television News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times, and free-to-air on NigeGameSat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agapa. Thank you for watching and see you again.